All right. So then I'll start and read the first few ones, and then we'll chant that together. Should I read the translations too? I need some water. Sakundalam Charakrita Bahusam Babu Prit Tivan Patitam Samujwalam Hahete Sadviti Rishaya Sureshwar Malyar Mukandam Vikirantat Idare. Translation. Fallen on the ground, Bhamasura's head shone brilliantly, decorated as it was with earrings and an attractive helmet. As cries of "Alas! Alas!" and "Well done!" arose, the sages and principal demigods worshipped Lord Mukunda by showering him with flower garlands. Tatascha Bhu Krishnam Upetya Kundale Pratapta Jambunda Ratnabashvare Savai Jayantya Vanamalaya Yarpat Payat Praschetasam Chatram Aho Mahamahim Mani. Translation. The goddess of the earth then approached Lord Krishna and presented him with Aditi's earrings, which were made of glowing gold inlaid with shining jewels. She also gave him a Vaijayanti flower garland, Varuna's umbrella, and the peak of Mandara mountain. Asto Siratavishvesham Devi Devam Varachitam Anjali Pranata Rajan Bhakti Pravanadiya Bhakti Pravanaya Diha. O king, after bowing down to him and then standing with joined palms, the goddess, her mind filled with devotion, began to praise the Lord of the universe, whom the best of demigods worship. Umeruvacha Namaste Deva Devasa Sankha Chakara Gadadara Bhakti Chopatta Rupaya Paramatmam Namostute. Translation. Goddess Bhumi said, Obeisances unto you, O Lord of the chief demigods, O holder of the conch shell, disc, and club, O supreme soul within the heart. You assume your various forms to fulfill your devotees' desires. Obeisances unto you. So then we'll chant this one together. Namaha Pankaj Navaya. Namaha Pankaj Maline. Namaha Pankaj Netraya. Namaste Panchajangraye. Namaha Pancha Navaya. Namaha Pancha Pankajamaline. Namaha Pankaj Netraya. Namaste Panchajangraye. Namaha Pankajanaಭaya. Namaha Pankajamaline. Namaha Pankajanetraya. Namaste Panchajangraye. Anyone else, ladies? Namaha. All respectful obeisances. Pankaj Nabaya. Unto the Lord, who has a specific depression resembling a lotus flower in the center of his abdomen. Namaha. Obeisances. Pankajamaline. One who is always decorated with a garland of lotus flowers. Namaha. Obeisances. Pankajanetraya. One whose glance is as cooling as a lotus flower. Namahate. Respectful obeisances unto you. Pankaja Angraye. Unto you, the souls of whose feet are engraved with lotus flowers, and who are therefore said to possess lotus feet. Translation. My respectful obeisances unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. So I say, and you can repeat. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. Report. Queen Kunti offered this same prayer, which is found in first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, text 22. The synonyms and translation given are taken from Srila Prabhupada's rendering of that text. We may also note that although Kunti's prayer occurs early in the Bhagavatam, she offered it many years after the incident described here. Omagyan Timarindasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurvanmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gope Kakanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So, this is an exciting chapter. Krishna is being the hero again. He has taken up the task of retrieving the stolen articles, the earrings, the umbrella. So many things have been stolen by Bhamasura. And so Krishna has been so kind as to come and retrieve them. He's being everyone's hero. Krishna likes to be the hero. Krishna is the supreme hero. And we find throughout our life, we find that people are always looking for a hero. So we make imaginary heroes in movies, books. There's always someone who will come and save the weak and fight for those who are being bullied by those who are more powerful. And so we have a scenario like that here. Even the demigods couldn't defend Bhamasura's thievery. He came and he stole. And so, interesting thing in this chapter, early on, it's mentioned how Lord Krishna, once he retrieved all of these stolen articles and returned them to Indralok, gave them back to this rightful owner. He went to war to retrieve these stolen articles. And then, as Krishna was leaving Indralok, he saw this parijata tree. And Mother Satyabhama, his wife, she's like, "Oh, Krishna, I want it. I want the parijata tree." So Krishna, being a henpecked husband, as husband should be, he said, "Yes, my dear." So he grabbed the parijata tree. And so even after he had, well, you could say, it may have appeared like he risked his life. Of course, Krishna never risked his life. He's always supreme, you see. But he went to great effort he spent on retrieving all the stolen items, you see. And then Lord Indra became angry because he took the parijata tree. He's praising, "Oh, Krishna, you're so great. Thank you for saving me. Oh, Krishna, you're so wonderful. Wait a minute, you can't take my parijata tree. Let's just fight." And so Krishna had to fight them. You see? So that's not mentioned in these verses, but you already covered it earlier in this chapter. You can see some people think of the demigods as being supreme. You see, many people worship demigods as God themselves. So we can see how the demigods are actually controlled by the material modes from time to time. It's material modes. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for returning the stolen items. Thank you for being my order supplier. Thank you, Krishna, for being my servant. But don't ask anything more from me. I want that. So in other words, where is the bhakti? A devotee of Krishna, even a new devotee of Krishna, any one of you present here would have said, "Krishna, Mother Satyabhama wants the parijata tree. Yes, yes, please, take it." Take it. Is there anything else you would like? I feel humbled. I feel bad because I didn't offer you the parijata tree. You know, I made you ask for it. If I were any kind of a devotee, I would have offered the parijata tree to you. But I didn't. I didn't offer it. You had to let me know that you want it. So any one of us would have felt that way. Wouldn't we? You would have felt that way, wouldn't you? Krishna's just, but even if he glanced at it, you would have wanted him to have it. Oh, he's looking at Krishna. Can I give you this? You see? Simply because Mother Satyabhama wanted it, Krishna wanted her to have it. So the bhakti yogi wants Krishna to have whatever he wants to have. We want Krishna to be pleased, even especially after he had pleased us by returning the stolen items after fighting and defeating Bhamasura and Bhamasura's entourage. I mean, I forgot the name of that five-headed monster that lived. Huh? Yeah. Lived in the moat. This is no easy task to deal with someone like that. It takes someone like Krishna to do this. The demigods obviously couldn't have done it. Lord Indra could not have done it on his own. He had to engage Krishna to do this for him, you see. And there were, as Krishna was approaching, he had to fight these special weapons, not just the creatures, but the weapons. Weapons of wind, weapons of fire. So many special weapons. Who could do that? So look what Krishna went through to return some earrings and an umbrella. Krishna did that out of love. So you did that, you returned it. Thank you very much, but leave my parijata tree alone. So we see this. This is very common in the religious religious world. We want we want God to provide for us. And that's pious. A pious person says, oh, my dear Lord, I'm wanting this, please give it to me. So I'm recognizing that you are the source of all sources. That's pious. I'm recognizing that everything originates from you. I'm recognizing that without you, I can get nothing. You're the source of everything. So that's pious, but it's not bhakti. Bhakti means, my dear Lord, you've always given me. Well, you give me my very existence. I exist because of you. You are the source of any energy and any potency that I may have. What can I do for you? I'm begging you, my Lord, please empower me to serve you. Please empower me to show some love for you, to demonstrate my love through service. So we recognize the fact that Krishna is the source of everything. We are the energy, not the energetic. So if I want to serve Krishna, I need to go to Krishna and ask him for empowerment to serve him, right? What potency do I have of my own? There is one potency that we have that's very important, and that's whatever we may desire. If I desire to serve Krishna, then Krishna will give me the potency to serve him. If I want to build Krishna a nice temple, then I need some marble, I need some land, I need so many things. Well, all of this comes from Krishna. He's the source of everything. So I want to serve Krishna. Krishna provides me what I need to serve him. You see? I'm completely dependent on Krishna. The significant characteristic of the gopis is that they know that they're fully dependent on Krishna. You see, this is the topmost realization of a devotee. I'm completely dependent on you, Krishna. My Krishna, I have nothing but you. You're my dearmost friend and ever well-wisher. You see, I want to serve you, but I have nothing to serve you with. Please empower me with whatever resources that I need to serve you in this way or that way. You see? So this is the difference between bhakti and other religious beliefs. Other religious beliefs may be very pious, but they're simply asking the source to give them. Give me. Give me some profit. I need profit. Because if I get enough profit, I may get some fame. And if I get some fame, somebody will adore me. If I get fame and profit and adoration, maybe I'll get some distinction. You see? So give me. These are the things that motivate people in the material world. Fame, profit, adoration, and distinction. That's what people what motivates people to perform activities. You see? So, if I want to serve Krishna, but I don't need fame and I don't need profit, I don't need adoration and I don't need distinction, I just want to serve Krishna in whatever way, shape, or fashion that he wants me to, then Krishna may say, oh, you may need some Lakshmi to serve me in this way. So I'm sending Lakshmi. You may need some fame to spread this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You may need some fame. You may need some adoration and distinction. So I'm sending it, just like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada had no desire for fame, profit, adoration, distinction. He had no desire. He simply wanted to serve his spiritual master. Spiritual master said, go to America and spread this cult of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so Prabhupada spent his life preparing to go do just that very thing. You see? A lifetime of preparation. And then finally coming to America to do his service to Guru and Krishna. You see? So he had no idea, he had no need, no desire for anything for himself. He had a desire to serve Guru and Krishna. So what did Krishna give him? Fame. Why, Prabhupada is known all over the world. There are deities of Prabhupada in every country in the world. Maybe there's one or two that he's not there, but I think he's in all countries. You see? As the sun crosses this planet, people are worshiping Srila Prabhupada. This is going to go on. This is going to continue. Who is this famous? Who is this famous that their daily worship is going on? Festivals are held in his honor. You see? Distinction. Nobody has produced and translated and sold as many religious books as Srila Prabhupada. What's the count? What's the current count? I lose track of it because it keeps going up. How many millions? 500 million. Last I heard was 500 million Bhagavad Gitas. Huh? Is that it? Yeah. We're going to do 5 million more this year. Oh yeah, Vaisheshika Prabhu said in Mayapur the other day, we're going to do 55 million more this year. Who's doing that? Not to speak of sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many magazines, so many small books, so many pamphlets. You see, Krishna knew you're going to need some fame and some distinction for you to have the impact on the world that Lord Chaitanya wants you to have. I know you don't need it, or I know you don't want it, but I want you to have it to help you and to help you serve your spiritual master. You're going to need profit. If you're going to open these 108 temples, it's going to take Lakshmi. I will influence people. I, the super soul dwelling in everyone's heart, will influence them to donate. I will send my Lakshmi to you to help you. You see? So this is Krishna serving the devotee, isn't it? He's not asking. Krishna is there, and Prabhupada is saying, my dear Lord, help me to serve my guru. I want to serve you through serving my spiritual master. And so what happens? The Supreme Lord becomes the servant of the devotee. Let me serve you. Let me give you this. Let me give you that. So this is unity. This is unity with the Supreme. This is working together with the Lord. My dear Lord, I want to serve you. And the Supreme Lord says, well, you're going to need some resources. And I am Shuridam Sarvabhutanam. I am your best friend and ever well-wisher. And you're wanting to serve Guru and Krishna. I will send you what you need. I will send you much more than you ever dreamt would be possible. Srila Prabhupada would have been happy if just a few people had started chanting Hare Krishna. If just a few people had come forward and become devotees of Krishna. Prabhupada was not anticipating having the entire world become Krishna conscious. You see, wasn't anticipating that. And yet, Krishna sent everything. Krishna saw that his devotee was taken care of. So this is the nature of Krishna. Krishna wants to be the eternal hero. Now, there aren't any demons in Goloka Vrindavan. Right? So how can Krishna be the hero? He has different pastimes in Goloka Vrindavan. So he comes here. And when he's here, he can have different kinds of pastimes than he has in Goloka Vrindavan. You see, he's the hero. Why, just to make it interesting, look at the demons that he creates. This five-headed, what was the name of it? Mura, yeah. Oh, that Mura demon, 5 heads, living in a moat. He had all these assistants and these incredible weapons that were present. I mean, this is something that would be the most exciting movie ever. Weapons of the wind, fire, all these different elements, you see. So Krishna comes here for these pastimes. I want to save you. I want to demonstrate to the world that I am the ultimate supreme hero. And I'm going to give you pastimes that you will remember, pastimes that you will chant and you'll discuss. Why my pastimes will become your kata. And by discussing my remarkable pastimes, you will become liberated and you will come to me. You see? So Krishna does these pastimes for his own gratification, but basically for you. For you. He doesn't have to do any of this. Krishna is complete Totally complete. He doesn't have to ever leave Goloka Vrindavan. Why, he could have sent an assistant. If he can create such demons as this, he could surely create a hero to come and save us from these demons. But no, he comes himself. He's riding Garuda with his wife, Satyabhama, with him. Why, this is something that we'll never forget, will we? We've never seen a movie like this. We've never read a book like this. There's never been a hero like this. You know? Someone may say, well, if he loves his wife, why did he take her with him into this great battle with weapons of wind and fire? And so, why would he put her in danger? That's a logical question, isn't it? Why would he do this? Because she was never in danger. He's Krishna. There was no danger. Garuda was not in danger. When Arjuna was fighting in the war of Kurukshetra, he wasn't in danger. It's like I often think about at the end of the battle of Kurukshetra. It's time to get off of the chariot. And Arjuna says to Krishna, my dear Lord, you go first after you. And Krishna says, oh, nay. You go first. Arjuna, oh, no, Krishna, please, I insist, you go first. Krishna says, no, you go first. So Arjuna gets off the chariot. And then Krishna steps down from the chariot. And when he took his foot off the chariot, it just disintegrated. It had been hit by so many brahmastras and so many intense weapons that we don't even understand. You see, there never was any danger. Wherever there's Krishna and Arjuna, there will always be victory. You see, Mother Satyabhama was in no danger. Garuda was in no danger. Garuda was smashed. What was it? Bhamasura hit Garuda with some club, wasn't it? Huh? The spear, yeah. And Garuda shook it off like nothing, like a mosquito. You see? Why? Because Garuda's got Krishna riding on him. He's under the full protection of Krishna. The same applies to you. You're under the full protection of Lord Krishna. Right now, yesterday, tomorrow, always. You're fully protected by Krishna. Fully. So, Krishna is your dearmost friend and ever well-wisher. He's always looking out for you. He's willing to look out for everyone. But you've taken shelter. Now that's a big thing. We hear about that all the time. Taking shelter. Please give me shelter. You see. So you've taken shelter of Krishna. So why would he not extend his loving protection to you? Why would he not look after you? What if you're not fully sincere? Does he still take care of you? Yeah? He says, yeah. What do you say? You're not fully sincere. Does Krishna still give you full protection? Anybody? What do you think? Of course. How can you be fully sincere in the beginning? Maybe you are, but maybe you're not. More than likely, you're not fully sincere. We may never become fully sincere till we become pure devotees. Krishna knows that. Krishna knows that. He doesn't expect perfection right away. You just have that desire. My dear Lord, I want to be your devotee. Please accept me. Please give me your shelter. Krishna knows. You may have flickering faith. In the beginning, when we become devotees, we've spent billions and billions of years having faith in the material energy. We have faith in Maya. We always think this material world is going to give me some good stuff. But there's so many goodies here, right? There's so many things that glitter. There's so many things that look like gold. See? Why, there's so much pleasure. I have 5 senses and I want to gratify all of them through this material energy. You see? And we have faith. Even though we get let down again and again, we still maintain faith that the material energy will gratify us. You see? When we start becoming a devotee, we start having faith in Krishna, faith in Guru. We have faith in this devotional process. But we still have some faith in the material energy. So we have mixed faith. We have faith in Krishna and Guru. We have faith in the material energy. And as we go on, as we advance, we start to move that faith more and more towards Krishna, less and less towards the material energy. Until someday we'll have full faith, absolute faith. So, what will it be like when you get full, absolute faith in Krishna? Will you ever know it? What do you think? Do you think you'll know it? No, you won't know it. Why? Because it can never be good enough to please Krishna in your mind because you love Krishna. When there's love involved, you can never do enough to please your beloved. Now, the beloved may be fully pleased, but you're thinking, no, I can do better. So you'll never see that you become perfect, fully sincere. You won't see that because you're always wanting to be better. You will find faults with your devotional service. You'll find faults in your offering of love to Krishna, and that'll cause you to want to do better. See? You'll always want to do better. If you get to the point where you think, well, that's good enough, then you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Oh, that's enough. I've done enough devotional service. That should be good enough, right? No, we don't think like that. It's never going to be good enough to the degree that we love Krishna, to the degree that we want to demonstrate our love to Krishna. It's never going to be satisfactory to us. So, I think I'll pause and see if there are any questions, comments. Criticisms? Who did?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your wonderful explanation of Indra's position and your devotion aspect. So that here Bhumi Devi is speaking is Satyabhama is speaking or some?
Huh?
Here that few 2 slok back I think Bhumi. So here
Yeah, this is Bhumi.
Satyabhama or the Bhumi expansion. That is my question.
Oh, you have to speak louder.
Here that sloka, the goddess of earth, then approach to Krishna.
Goddess of earth. Yeah.
So she is Bhumi Devi or Satyabhama, they're 2 different personalities.
Say again. Yeah, yeah. Satyabhama is Krishna's wife, one of Krishna's wives, and she's riding behind him. ISKCON. Notice the goddess of fortune, the goddess of the earth. She starts to praise Krishna. And she praises again and again. And so I was thinking when I was reading this, and whenever some great personality starts to praise Krishna, you feel as if they could get lost just in the praise of Krishna, because it's unending. There's no limit to how much you can praise Krishna. You see, it's not like he has 20 different things that you could praise, or 20,000, or 20 million, or 20 billion. It's unlimited. You could praise Krishna unlimitedly. You see, so she was offering all these praises to Krishna first. It's not a formality. You see, how can we stand in front of Krishna without seeing all these wonderful qualities of Krishna? But yeah, they're different personalities.
One more question, Prabhu. That the dependence on Krishna is the ultimate intelligence. Because we try to think other way, material. We put our faith in material things. So can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah.
Prabhu?
We put our faith in material things out of ignorance. We just don't know any better. You see? Why, this is all we've perceived through our five senses. This material energy. We perceive it from what we can see. They say seeing is believing. Yeah, but seeing is imperfect. So our believing is imperfect. If seeing is imperfect, believing is imperfect. Our senses are imperfect. So our perception of what's around us is imperfect. Excuse me. So we have an imperfect realization of what this world really is. And it keeps changing. When we're a child, we perceive the world as one thing. Then when we're a young man, we perceive it as something else. When we're middle-aged, we perceive it as something else. And when we're old, we perceive it even differently, you see. So we've always had faith in this material world because we're an illusion. This is all we know. This material world and my perception of it through my five senses, this is all that I know. This is all that I perceive. This is my reality. You see, I don't know where else to put my faith. And then someone says, but hey, listen, if you put your faith in God, wait a minute, what is God? Oh, God is the one who gives you everything. So if you put your faith in God, He will take special care of you. He will give you some of the things that you perceive that will gratify you. You just have to do some puja, acquire some punya. Why, if you please Him enough, then after this life, next life you'll go to a heavenly place and you'll enjoy on a heavenly level. See? But it's the same realization of what enjoyment is. Heaven, Indralok, has the same stuff we see here, right? Opulent food, great weather, beautiful women, beautiful men, right? Beautiful music. It's just more of it, higher quality. So we're still wanting material sense gratification, even though we've taken up spiritual life. So that's pious. That's a pious step towards God realization, at least realizing that God is the source of everything. and perhaps even realizing that I am not my body. I'm a spirit soul. Why, I want to go to the heavenly planets and take a beautiful body, you see, and I'll associate with all the other beautiful bodies there. This is just more material consciousness. And God is going to supply it to me. It's spiritualized, but it's not full. Now you can understand, because you're a bhakti yogi, that no, that's all rubbish. Huh? I've never gotten any real enjoyment from this material world. And even if I go to the heavenly planets, I won't, because now that I know what I know about Krishna and my relationship with Krishna as his loving servant, if I went to the heavenly planets and lived for 200,000 years, that would simply be a waste of my time. It would take me away from serving Krishna. What are you going to do? Just be there enjoying fine wine, listening to beautiful people sing beautiful music? Now that you know what you know about real enjoyment, what is this real enjoyment? Love, pure love, with the supreme source of love. Now that is real enjoyment. Like this, we can't understand the loving exchange of Goloka Vrindavan. We cannot understand it. That loving exchange is higher than any physical exchange. Srila Prabhupada said that the residents of Goloka Vrindavan, they could have sex life, but it's so low, there's so many higher enjoyments, they would never even think of it. It's not that they have to go out of their way to avoid it. You see? Why, they're bombarded with incredible, loving exchanges with one another and Krishna. Why, that never even comes into their mind. You see? The gratification of love far exceeds gratification of the flesh. You know, let's take our bodies, somehow or other have some gratification. That's not on the scale of love. It's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and we'll enjoy together. You know? What does it have to do with love? Because of your body I'm enjoying? Well, it's foolish. There is a gratification, the exchange of pure love that is so high that physical gratification isn't even considered. Not even considered. It's not even on the menu, you see. It's not even something we would think of, because we have that topmost gratification. Gratification of just being with Krishna. Even when Krishna gives you a sidelong glance, that's such a thrill. You see? Such a thrill. Krishna's giving you this glance like this. You see? What if Krishna blew you a kiss? See? I mean, how much ammunition does Krishna have to give you gratification? Just a glance, just a half smile could make you tingle in a way that you can't even imagine. So we haven't really fully touched that yet. You may get a little drop of some of this from time to time, you know, but we haven't tasted this gratification that's so far beyond body gratification. You see, we haven't really got a big taste of it yet. But we know it's there. We have enough knowledge to know it's there. So could you go to Indralok for 200,000 years and just enjoy, knowing now what you know? They don't have that taste. You see, they've got a great material setup. They don't have what you have. You're far, far more wealthy than they are. Far more. So ultimately, you don't even want that. You don't want to go to Indralok, do you? I mean, maybe if I could go there for 10 minutes, go and look around, see what it looks like, and then leave. But I don't want to have to stay for 200,000 years. So there's a chance that if you went there, you'd forget Krishna, maybe, huh? Think so? Maybe you wouldn't, but there's a chance. I mean, you're intelligent enough to tell that the material energy as you perceive it on this planet, in this world, is not satisfying, nor will it never was and it never will be. You're intelligent enough to understand that. Would you be intelligent enough to realize that if you're on Indralok, where the enjoyment is like billions of times more than here? I mean, I could see us really looking for more enjoyment if we went to Indralok. You see, maybe we become overwhelmed by the material energy again, like we were here. You see? So it's a waste. It's a danger. We don't want to go there. No. 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 I'd rather stay here and preach, wouldn't you? Preaching this message of Lord Chaitanya is a lot more gratification than you could ever get on any heavenly planet. A lot more. So our faith in the material energy is fading fast here, because we have intelligence, we have knowledge. So it's fading very quickly. And we may think, no, it's faded fully, but there's probably a little bit of faith left in the material energy. But because we're here and we're associating with each other and we're performing this bhakti yoga, that little tiny bit of faith we may have left in the material energy is fading very quickly, very quickly. You see? Does that answer your question? Any more? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare
Pranam. Prabhuji, my question is that, like we see in this material world, you give the example of Prabhupada, how Krishna give him all the facility to become famous and preach all over the world the Krishna consciousness movement. But we see the general people, like the general people, like those who are joining any politician group or like anything, and they are committing many mistakes, many sinful activities, but still that person become more and more corrupt and they become famous.
Yeah.
So why Krishna give them give the fame to that kind of person?
That's a good question. That's a well thought out question. There's fame and there's infamy. So they have fame amongst the demoniac. You see, it's like some of these. I don't know if they still have. Do they still have rock and roll stars or music stars? Do they? We used to have these, and they still do, I guess. These rock and roll. Rock and roll, like Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin. You know, these people were famous all over the world amongst the ignorant. Why, you're a famous fool amongst fools. And when I was a fool, I was impressed. Oh, look, there's this. Let's see, I'm trying to think of some of the other. Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, you know, all these. These were demoniac people. Why, they were fools. Many of them are dead because they burned their bodies out from partying too much, you know, too many drugs, and you know, they lived miserable lives. They had terrible marriages. They squandered money. They ruined their health. Now they're old men and not so many people know about them if they're still alive. So fame, to be a famous fool amongst fools, I guess you could say that's fame. Adolf Hitler, you've heard of him? Adolf Hitler? Joseph Stalin? These were famous demons, you know? Why, the whole world knew of these people. Famous demon amongst demons. That's not fame. Srila Prabhupada is famous amongst the fools, the demons, the idiots, the hippies, the devotees, the demigods, the residents of Goloka Vrindavan. Very famous, you see. It takes a certain level of intelligence to recognize the true fame of Srila Prabhupada. You've got that level of intelligence, but most people don't. Some people that may see his fame, they think, oh, he's just a cult leader. This is some old man that got a whole bunch of hippies to follow him. Well, what did he ever do for the world? You see? So he has fame, but they don't understand the fame. They can't get any realization from Prabhupada's fame. You have intelligence, you have knowledge, so you can understand his fame. You see? Perception. It's not just the fame itself. Who are you famous amongst? You may find somebody, if you're traveling, you know, on an airplane, why there may be somebody in the airport, and they're a very famous actor. Well, they're not famous to you. I've met people. I don't remember who they were. I didn't know who they were, but they see me like this, and they, oh, are you a monk? So yeah. Are you a Hare Krishna? I said, well, yeah, I am. Oh. Well, I am a very famous star. I do this and that. I'm thinking, oh, you don't know who I am, do you? No, sorry. Please forgive me, but I don't know anything about you. So, you know, to them, I'm a fool. This idiot, he doesn't know who I am. Why, there's a billboard over there with my picture on it. I just made a Bollywood movie, and you don't know who I am? No. Well, you don't know who I am. I'm a servant of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So, you know, that makes us even. You don't know me, I don't know you. So, yeah, so there's all kinds of fame. Prabhupada is famous amongst the devas. The highest thinkers recognize Prabhupada's glory. As the thinking diminishes towards almost animal life, even though they're in human bodies, his fame may decrease. And they see, oh, everybody knows this man. What's so special about him? Because they're idiots. They're fools. But you've been blessed with, you've come in contact with higher knowledge, intelligence, spiritual intelligence. So you can see glories of Srila Prabhupada. You can see some of the glories of Srila Prabhupada. It's like the goddess of the earth. She saw Krishna. She immediately could come up with praises. You see. So, yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
Comment on the fame of the devotee too is that you find that the devotees of the Lord, their fame is so much greater than the fame of, like any president or mundane person. That, the great devotees that have come to the planet, Prahlad Maharaj, Narada Muni, Jesus, Narada Muni appeared at the beginning of time. People are still praising him. Prahlad Maharaj is in different yugas and still being praised. 2,000 years ago, Jesus came, he's still being praised. So the devotees, they'll be praised eternally. We praise Lord Chaitanya's devotees eternally, whereas these types of non-devotee fame is just an illusion. Prabhupada said real fame is the famed devotee.
Real fame, spiritual fame will endure. It'll last. These other people, they get swallowed up. Their fame gets devoured, It's like about 15 years ago, I was, Guru Prasad Swami and I were at Corpus Christi Beach on the Gulf Coast of Texas. We decided to take a day and just go to the beach, get some sun. And so we thought nobody knew who we were, that we weren't devotees, because we're just wearing bathing suits. Of course, we had tilak and kantimala. So we looked pretty odd. We thought we were blending in with the crowd because we weren't wearing dhoti. So anyway, we decided, it's so hot. Let's go to that store over there and get something cold to drink. You almost never drink anything cold, but when it's 100 degrees and you're in the sun, you want something cold. So we went into the store and we got some sparkling water, some soda water, and I think some mango juice. It's cold. And so on the way out, I had some books with me, and I had this book, what is the one with George Harrison? Chant and Be Happy. I had some of those in my bag. So I decided to give the girl at the cash register, I'd give her a book. I paid, I gave her a book, and I said, this is a very good book. This is, this person here, this picture, that's George Harrison. And she said, who's George Harrison? I said, well, no, he's one of the Beatles. And she said, who are the Beatles? And then I looked at Maharaj and he looked at me and he said, so it's finally come. The day has come when people are forgetting who the Beatles are. So history has swallowed the fame of so many people. So many people. If you back up a couple of 100 years, it was a whole crew of famous people, that everybody remembered. Now, history has eaten all that. Their fame is temporary. But these personalities like Jesus, Buddha, Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya, we can go on and on. Their fame it will last forever. It's eternal fame. When you take up loving devotional service, you become famous. You become famous to Krishna. You become famous to Radharani. When you're sincerely, or even somewhat sincerely, trying to serve Krishna with love, Radharani says, oh, Krishna, look, just see how he's serving so nicely. Isn't he a nice devotee? Krishna, give him your blessings. You see? I mean, if you're famous with Radha and Krishna, does it matter who else you might be famous with? Huh? Well, that's real fame. Of course, Krishna knows all living entities. But those who perform loving devotional service, or at least make some attempt, become extra special. If you're preaching, you become extra, extra special. You see? Because now you're trying to help the fallen conditioned souls. So Radharani is telling Krishna, oh, Krishna, just see how this person, just see how she or he is trying to bring this fallen conditioned soul to your lotus feet. Krishna, please give him the potency to do it. So Krishna is always under Radharani's control. See, yes, yes, dear. Here's your potency. Now, you may fall in Maya and think, oh, I am so potent. I'm making so many devotees. But you don't. You won't, will you? You won't do that. You'll know. I'm being carried by Krishna's mercy. Krishna has empowered me with his power, and he's working through me. Lord Chaitanya is blessing you to spread his movement. He could do it without you, but he wants you to take the credit. He doesn't need you to do it, but he wants you to have the gratification. He wants you to taste what is it like to bring someone out of illusion. If you bring someone out of illusion, you'll have a friend for eternity. You see? So Lord Chaitanya wants you to have that ras with the other living entities. Therefore, he'll empower you to preach and spread this movement. We don't have the ability on our own, but he will gladly give it to you. That is an absolute fact. He'll gladly hand it to you. That's what you want. If you need potency to preach, Lord Chaitanya says, here's you go. Here's your potency. Bam. Because he wants to share this taste of saving the fallen conditioned souls with you. This is love. He wants you to be glorified. He wants you to be famous. So, does that answer the question? What else? Anything else? Okay. Thank you all so very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.